Well, we wanted to talk, at least I did, about goals with all of you again. And when I was young, my parents argued a lot about money. And so as I matured, I wanted to be successful. I wanted to be free of that kind of conflict. And I knew that setting goals was supposed to be a habit of successful people. So I began doing that, and I noticed it wasn't it wasn't really who I was. So I would state goals and then nothing would really there wouldn't be much energy given to them after a period of time, short period of time. And I was successful in my life. But I found that that success came not so much from goal setting, in fact, not at all, but more from giving permission, giving acceptance to what would arise from deeper within in terms of my life's journey. So at one point, I remember life would bring to me circumstances about monetary success or having a monetary goal. And if it resonated with who I was deep within, I would say, yes, that's right. Yes, yes,
Or
I'll
would
go
that be like
along with that.
making a career decision? Are you talking about
Yeah,
that kind of thing?
with any major thing in life, really. And then surprisingly, it would manifest, it would happen.
Mhm.
And I just felt that the most important thing was to be sensitive to my inner wisdom and how life would bring circumstances that would suggest a movement in a
Mhm.
direction.
In suggesting, you mean it's kind of like you would kind of have this vision that, oh, that could be something that I'm drawn to and be successful and produce something very worthwhile.
Yeah,
So yeah.
yeah. So that is my approach. I don't set goals at all. I just settle in all of life, relax in all of life, let it bring what it brings, and what I resonate with, I give permission. I say yes. And then I just go on about my life without any attention really on that kind of activity at all.
Without like feeling I need to do this to get there, like not having that agenda driven
Yes.
um, behavior, but rather you like have a vision, a resonance with something, and you're drawn to it, and you kind of let that vision or that resonance keep drawing you. But it doesn't. I guess I was thinking about this, and I think I shared last week this saying that fear drives us forward until
Yes.
vision pulls us
That's
forward.
it.
And I think reflecting on that so often in the past, I would have a tendency to do this because, like you said, it's like all these books are written about goal setting, and this is the way to success, all these habits of successful people. And what I would interpret that as, I would get this vision. Like you said, there would be this resonance. Let's do this. And I would take that vision as a destination instead of a direction for my life to go in. So that if partway down the road there was a resonance to adjust and go a different way, I wouldn't be open to it because this
Yeah.
destination is what the vision was pointing me to. And that's where the success, that's where whatever the promise was in that vision would be realized. So what I hear
Good.
you saying is that you let vision pull you, and although it'll give you kind of a goal, so to speak, a destination in the future, you don't get attached to that having to happen. You just use it as like a compass point. You kind of keep going in that direction until something else comes up that may change the direction a little bit. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it's like I'm letting life lead me
Mm.
instead of my telling life how I want it to be. And in letting life lead me, I see, at least in my experience, that when I give permission to life's leading, it happens. And it isn't about setting concrete goals and steps and work at it and be committed to it. It's just more really tuning in, relaxing and tuning into my inner wisdom and giving permission to what life brings that prompts me in a direction.
Well, when I hear you say, oh, did you have more?
It's so joyful.
Yeah, joyful. Yeah, because it's open, it's free.
Yeah.
There's not this agenda, and I've got to get this done. It's all on me. And yeah. But when I hear you say life, I let life live me, lead me. When you use that word life, it sounds like you're talking about like the intelligence or the organizing power that's behind everything else we see in this universe.
Exactly.
That wow, immense, infinite intelligence, infinite organizing power to keep all these planets moving around in such order, the whole universe in such order, and the growth and unfolding of a forest in such order and beauty and harmony. I mean, it's like there's something that's kind of keeping everything else going. Why would I think it's up to me to keep my life going? So life living me is like, it sounds to me like you just kind of open yourself to your access to that bigger intelligence than just what's up here.
Exactly. And I think, in my 80 years of looking at life and experiencing life, I think life is living all of us. And we have a choice to make. We can either welcome it and give permission, or we can resist it and create a lot of suffering. And I've done both. So at this point in my life, it is so crystal clear to me to trust completely where life is prompting me and to just say yes. Yes, I'll move in that direction and see what happens. It's all this wonderful exploration.
That's lovely.
Yeah, I like it too.
Yeah. It's certainly, in my experience, as I move more and more in that direction of really trusting the impulses, to the point where I'm willing to let go of a goal. I love woodworking, and I've got a lot of woodworking projects I want to get done. And it used to be I'd have this list of things I want to get done, and that would create tension. I would create tension within myself with that, because it's like, oh, I've got to get this done, and I'll be so happy when that table's done and when, that kind of thing. And anymore, it's kind of like this joy of having all these things that I'm going to get to do sometime. And there's no pressure to get it done. So that I so much more enjoy the creative design process, and then the time that I do get out in the shop, because I've got other things that I do. So it's not like I'm out in the shop every day getting these things done. And the pressure's gone because it's not an agenda anymore. It's just a direction.
Yeah, and what I notice about you is you're enjoying the learning, because in the past, if you made a mistake, you would beat yourself up. And now you just say, oh, I made a mistake. I learned something though.
That's true. Yeah, it really changes things, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
Okay, the recipe. What is the
Sweet potato,
recipe?
chickpea.
That was pretty good. Yeah. Sweet potato chickpea. Well, you could call it a stew or a stovetop dish. It's wonderful, very filling, and it has the sweetness of raisins in it and some spices that make it wonderful. So give it a go. It's almost no prep, which I love, and a big pot of food that we can use for more than one meal. That's about it for today.
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thank you.